James Morris.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, and it's a pleasure to follow the Right Honourable Lady and other Right Honourable members who have made such a contribution to this debate today with a lot more expertise on the subject than myself. But as honourable members have said, we are living in a time of great upheaval, not only in our own country, but across the world. And those changes are having a direct impact on the people of the constituency for which I was recently elected of Halesowen and Rowley Regis in the West Midlands, which lies right at the heart of our country and has a proud history, Mr. Deputy Speaker, of manufacturing, steelworking and business enterprise. Indeed, my grandfather was a steelworker in Halesowen in the 1930s and 1940s, and in fact had an industrial accident working as a forger in 1947, which meant that he was unable to really work in the same way again. And my uncle was a print worker in another part of the constituency in Rowley Regis as a print worker for a firm in Cradley Heath. So I know the hard-working men and women who have striven often against the odds to look after their families and make a better life for themselves. And talking of hard work, I'd like to pay tribute to my predecessor as the Member of Parliament in Halesowen and Rowley Regis, Sylvia Heal, who was not only a very diligent public servant to the people of Halesowen and Rowley Regis for 13 years and did a lot of work and was very popular among constituents, as honourable members in the House will know. In her position as Deputy Speaker, I think she was very well respected by members across the House, and in particular, I know that she did a lot of very fine work in promoting democracy in developing countries in her capacity as Deputy Speaker. So I am very proud to take over from Sylvia Heal, and I will be working tirelessly to provide the same level of service and responsiveness to my constituents as my predecessor.
Well done. Well said.
One of the most famous political radicals who was born in my constituency was Thomas Attwood. Now, for a Conservative to be quoting a Liberal at this stage is merely as a gesture towards our newfound friends in the coalition government. Now, Thomas Attwood was a man who was one of the early campaigners for the reform of the political system in the United Kingdom, and was one of the prime movers around the 1832 Reform Act. Now, I'm not necessarily advocating that we need to have major constitutional reforms, but what I am saying is I think that in the country today, there is a similar urgency about the current political and economic situation, which is demanding that with this new Parliament sitting and beginning to take decisions, that we have a responsibility to revive this House, to reconnect this House with the people that sent us here, because we have major challenges both internationally and domestically, and vital considerations which are relevant to my constituents in Halesowen and Rowley Regis. The subjects which we have been debating today may be taking place in other parts of the world, but they're having a direct impact on our country. So in Halesowen and Rowley Regis, where we have had rising unemployment since 1997, there is an urgent need to create new jobs, to provide skills for our young people, where I have a further education college in my constituency, Halesowen College, which provides courses and training for up to 4,000 students. We need to revive our town centres in Halesowen and Rowley Regis, in Old Hill and Blackheath, and we need to concentrate on reviving the manufacturing base which still exists in my constituency by promoting exports and promoting new technology. Now, Mr. Deputy Speaker, one of the other famous gentlemen who was born in my constituency in the 18th century was a man called William Shenstone. Now, William Shenstone was a poet and a landscape gardener, and he developed an area in Halesowen called the Halesowen, which has now recently been restored to its former glory. Now, William Shenstone was a big believer in the imagination as a source of potential change for society and as a source of good for society. And it seems to me that at this moment in history, that political leaders and those of us like myself who are now humbled to have been elected to this place need to use our imagination to revive the way in which this place operates and the way in which people perceive politics, to use our imagination to forge new alliances at home and abroad, to create innovation in our politics and in our economy, and to forge new partnerships in this House for the good of the country and for the good of the nation. So it seems to me, Mr. Deputy Speaker, that we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to achieve things for this country, to decentralise power from central government to local government and communities, to strengthen democratic institutions, to restore trust, and by doing that, to build a stronger nation able to continue to play a positive role in world affairs.
Here.